Alright, it's another video, kind of like a little continuation from the last night video, but what I was saying is this part right here, like just this little part right here, it kind of reminds me of my service days when I was in the military. So I was stationed in Korea, South Korea. It's a little while back, maybe like 2013, 2014, and a lot of places in the Philippines kind of reminds me of when I was there, Camp Casey. And somewhat of like just the way things are set up. Not as much people back then, at least not as much people, but just the vibes. Like this vibes right here reminds me of South Korea, the part I was at. I was up north, I think like 20 miles or something from North Korea. I'll put the city name up on the screen, but I think it was like Donchijan, something with a D. I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, Camp Casey, South Korea, when I was there, that's what this reminds me of. Minus the jeepneys. It was no jeepneys. We had just taxis, but this kind of gives me that vibes. I kind of like it. I kind of miss it. So you guys know, you know, the Ville. I gotta use my GPS. I already came here. I don't know where I'm going. I want to go back to... I'm trying to get to Taguig. So we'll pop in the GPS, find a place to park, and we'll put in the GPS. But yeah, like I was saying, this reminds me of South Korea a little bit. Not 100%, just certain moments. It brings me back the memories. Certain moments, certain places. And if I could do it all again, like if the military called me today and they're like, hey, we need you to come back. If you send me to Korea, I'll definitely do it. I'll do it in a heartbeat. Because when I was in Korea, I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it, but I felt like I was missing out on being in the United States. So here's a little backstory. So I joined the military, I think about February 2013 or whatever. We need to go to Taguig. None of these signs says Taguig. We'll have to get off. So a little backstory. I joined the military about 2013, and you know, basic training, AIT, whatever, for the army, the school. So I did those two, and then I did a secondary school for my MOS. I did a secondary school right after AIT. So while I was in that secondary school, that's when I found out, like, hey, you're going to Korea. Now, if we go backwards a bit, when I signed up to be in the military, I told my recruiter, I'm like, I'll join if you don't send me overseas. You know, I'm straight out of high school, scared, whatever. Scared, but I want to do it, but I'm scared. So I'm like, I'll join it as long as I stay in America. Now, I didn't know the tricks the recruiters play or whatever their tactics was, so they're like, yeah, you'll be fine, you'll stay in America, you'll probably be in Texas or something, California. I'm like, alright, cool, let's do it. So did the basic training, did the AIT. After AIT, I got accepted for the secondary school of my job. So while I was in the secondary school, they're like, oh yeah, towards the end of the secondary school, it was like a 2-month course or 3-month course, I don't remember. But right towards the end, they're like, yeah, so your next place of duty, South Korea. Man, my heart dropped. My heart dropped so fast. I'm like, oh, they played me. So now I'm scared because, you know, you got the news and you know how the news can hype things up, make things seem worse than what it is. So I'm thinking there's like a war over there or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to do this, man. Like, I'm scared. I'm telling myself that, like, I didn't tell anybody that, but telling myself, like, like, I'm scared, I don't want to do it. I just want to quit. If you know the military, you can't just wake up and say, I quit. It don't work like that. So I ended up in Korea. The whole time I was there, it's like I was having a good time, but I felt like I was missing out on being in America. So it's like I'm having a good time, but I don't realize it because my mind is just focused on, I want to be back in America, I want to be back in America. So once I got back to America, a year later, I'm like, oh man, I should have stayed in Korea. So when I was in Korea back in that time, you had the option to extend. So it was like a one year it's like a one year contract, let's say. But some people have the option to extend for another year. So I had the option, but I didn't take it. And then once I got to America, I started thinking like, damn, I should have stayed in Korea. Like, Korea was better. And then ever since then, I always wanted to go back to Korea. And I never did until 2021. I finally had the time and the finance to go back to Korea. And once again, I enjoyed it. And like, even to now, I still want to go back to Korea, which I might in about a month or two. I might go to Korea. We'll see. I got some plans. We'll see how that go. I won't be able to rent a bike though. I wish I could have, but I'll have my daughter. She's underage, so I don't want to be riding around with her on the back of a scooter in other countries. But maybe one day in the future, if I go there by myself, I'll rent a scooter and vlog there, or rent a bike and vlog there. But yeah, that's my military, a quick overview of my military experience, I guess, or my being overseas experience, I guess. And sometimes the Philippines remind me of Korea. Not because it's an Asian country, it's just certain things are set up like Korea, like right here reminds me of Korea. Back there when I started the video kind of reminded me of Korea. One day I'll go to, I've been to Thailand. I didn't like it. It was rainy season, so I didn't enjoy it as much in Phuket. But I got plans. One day I'll go to Taiwan, Vietnam. I've been to Singapore. I didn't really like it. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I like Asia though. I like Asian countries more because of the food. And just like, I don't know, you got like a peace of mind being in Asian countries. It's like a type of feel you don't feel other places. I want to pull over and put my GPS for it to geek. Because I feel like it's behind me. I told you guys before, the best way to learn is just to explore, but it's harder for me to explore at night because I kind of don't remember where I came from, don't remember the directions I came from. How much time we got? 108 seconds, right? We're gonna pop into Ye. We'll put Uptown Mall. So just so we can get the general area. I tell you guys, I knew it felt like it was behind me. I just wasn't too sure. So we gotta pop a U-turn, but it says we can go right, so we'll go right. I'm not even sure if that's a turn on red type of street, but oh yeah, he did. So right now we're just heading back to Taguig. That was the quick little story. Hopefully someone enjoyed it. If you had any veterans that's watching, thank you for your service. Even if you're not a veteran, thank you for your service. Sometimes civilians give us motivation when we're in service. And then sometimes the appreciation that we get and feel from civilians actually pushes us, no turn on right, actually pushes us to it said no turn on red, but if they're gonna do it, I have no choice. Just saying, like, thank you for your service, just know that means a lot. It really do. Don't need the GPS anymore because I believe this will take us to the shell. So we'll turn this off. And at the end of this, we should be at the shell. But like I was saying, all my fellow veterans, thank you for your service. All my active duty brothers and sisters, thank you for your service. Also civilians, for keeping us motivated, thank you for your service. And veterans, not only just military members, also, you know, police officers, firefighters, Coast Guard, all of us in armed forces. Nurses, I consider you guys veterans too. Nurses, doctors, we're all one. So I'm gonna end this video here. I'm pretty sure this road, this little highway-ish skyway is about to end right here. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.